Stop buying ACOGs. Listen, Cody Curry here, and this is 110 SAS Actual. Do I have your attention? Good. Because in today's episode, I'm giving you an in-depth look at the Trijicon Acog versus a modern LPVO. We talk about the practicality of the ACOG and its relevance in today's current optics market. So let's dive in and let's talk about the ACOG. The Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight. The first model was released in 1987. That's right, 35 years ago. Full Metal Jacket was in theaters. Bon Jovi had just dropped Living on a Prayer. Gas was 58 cents a gallon, and approximately 69% of Miami was yacked out of their minds on Pablo Escobar's high-speed chicken feed. Crazy, right? Now, the ACOG is a fixed power optic. You cannot change its magnifications. They range from 1.25 to 6. Now, most ACOGs utilize tritium for their illumination of the reticle. Now, it has a service life of about 10 to 15 years. Once that radioactive material decays, you basically have zero illumination. So basically, a daytime only optic, or send it to Trijicon to reload it. Now, there are numerous reticle choices with chevrons, horseshoes, triangles, and more. By far, the most common and what you see here is a 4x32 TA31F that features a chevron reticle with a ranging reticle designated for 5.56. Now, let's move over to the LPVO. LPVOs are low power variable optics, meaning you can zoom from 1 power to 6 to 8 and even to 10. Now, would it surprise you to know that the LPVO is actually an older design than the ACOG? That's right, it dates back to 1922 to some German space magic. But where we really start to see the LPVO come to life is in the 90s with the Schmidt-Bender short dot. So the need to hit small targets far away and the ability to throw a lever and be at 1 power magnification all in the same package is nothing new. The LPVO simply gives you options. So let's talk about the pros of the LPVO. With a quality LPVO on 1 power, you have a true both eyes open red dot feel with a very forgiving eye box. The idea of the LPVO is that it can be utilized as a red dot sight on 1 power and all the way up to your 6, 8, or 10 to PID and make precision shots. Being able to PID is of the utmost importance. You need to know what the heck you are shooting at. So this creates a carbine that is far more versatile. You're a much more effective shooter if you can shoot precision shots at 8 power, back it off to 1 power in just a second, and go run a CQB course. Now, reticles on LPVOs are absolutely dynamite. Look at some of the information Night Force and Leupold have to offer, windage and bullet drop, and what's great is the reticle is illuminated. So when you back off your magnification, you have what is essentially a red dot. Most mounts for LPVOs are very ergonomic. So what you can do is mount piggyback, RMR, offset optics. They have Picatinny rail mounts for the top so you can mount laser rangefinders and more. Now, most quality LPVOs are very durable. The Night Force ATACR is a tank. Even my Callus here has taken some spills and some falls that I thought would shatter it. No. Now, there are some cons, and there's 3 cons that come to mind that are relevant. Price, weight, and training. High quality LPVOs are in the 2K range. I get it, that's not very cheap. But there are some more affordable optics available. Vortex Razor has been used in the sandbox for years and is very proven. If you truly consider what the LPVO is capable of, it's not that ridiculous. Weight. Now, is the ACOG a lighter optic? Yes, but for what trade-off? 10 to 15 ounces for a fixed power magnification and an eye box of a toilet paper roll? If you can't afford a pound for 10-fold more capabilities of your carbine, you should consider not being out of shape. Now finally, training. There is a learning curve with mastering an LPVO. You're gonna have to train with it to understand its capabilities and learn how to effectively employ its advantages. But can you really call more training a con? Now, for the ACOG. So let's start with the pros of the ACOG. It's probably the most durable optic ever devised, period. I don't think any manufacturer can dispute its crown. Stories of rifles being ran over, falling off buildings, you name it, The ACOG has probably had it happen to it, and it still holds 0, and the glass is probably still intact. But that's the end of its pros. Let's start with the magnification. It's a fixed power optic. You can't just throw a lever and back off magnification or zoom in. So that provides a difficult scenario when you're engaging targets with varying distances, especially within 50 meters. Oh, you can just throw an RMR on the top of it for closer ranges. Sure you can, but that's just going to cost you more money, and it's less than ideal. Leaving your natural cheek weld on the carbine to pop a chin weld to engage through a very tiny sight picture of an RMR is less than ideal, and your accuracy will suffer for it. The only use I have found for a piggyback RMR is passive aiming with nods, and the very rare occurrence of a main optic failing and utilizing it like a backup iron sight. Overall, transitions are much more difficult with an ACOG because you're fighting for a sight picture and you're getting the target into your field of view, especially with the eye relief of this optic. It's absolutely pitiful. The eye relief is atrocious. When I bring this carbine up, I am here. This is my most natural posture holding the gun. As of right now, it is comparable to looking through a toilet paper roll. That's conservative. It's more like a straw. I absolutely cannot utilize the whole reticle nor the entire field of view. And in order to utilize that, I have to go from here to here. My nose is on the charging handle. That's just not ideal. Now, can I move the optic back on the receiver? Yes. But I literally have one slot left on my flat top, and that's where my backup iron sight's at. And it's not going to make a difference. Now, the glass quality. For its time, it's pretty fair. It's not bad glass, relatively crisp and bright. But fast forward to today, it's just mediocre. With premium LPVOs like Night Force and Callus, Leupold, and even some of the stuff from Vortex, it's just not on par. The reticle as well, it leaves a lot to be desired. And to be honest, most of the ACOG reticles do. There's no windage compensation, making holds that much more difficult. It's strictly just for bullet drop. So gentlemen, that's a wrap. ACOG guys, unite in the comments against the LPVO guys and just tell each other how pretty you are. But seriously, this is a hot take from just a normal guy. It's my goal with the channel to provide you guys with my own data and my own findings to help you make the most educated decisions when considering a new optic. As always, thank you for the views. Subscribe, like, share, hit my Instagram, and be sure not to miss the next one. You do not want to miss it.